Well, thanks for joining us. I'm here with Mike LeViere, women's basketball coach, and we're going to talk about just some women's basketball and everything that makes our program great. Back in 2012, it was an unknown territory, as it were, and you were brought in to head up the women's basketball program and maybe talk about a little bit of the challenges that you faced in your first year.
Well, as you said, it was an unknown, and so we didn't know our competition, we didn't know who our team was going to be, the team members. We didn't know a lot of things, transportation and lodging and just everything that has to be taken care of. And so we've come a long ways. The young ladies on the team worked really, really hard. That first year was just a huge learning curve for the ladies on the team, for our staff, for everybody in the university family, for our opponents to learn who we were and what we were about. And looking back, it was a great success, and you know, we've definitely come a long ways to where we are today.
You mentioned kind of the beginning of the program as you came in and thought about the culture and what you wanted the program to be all about. What were some of those principles, those things that you brought in from your coaching career and experience that you really wanted to be emphasized?
Yeah, unique opportunity to come here and start a college program from scratch. That just doesn't happen in today's age. We usually take over a program that's got history, that has other, I don't know if I want to say stigma, but you know, there's positives and negatives usually when you come somewhere, and some things you may have to try to overcome and some things you want to build on. And so this is just a unique situation to come and just build on something that you know, we're setting the foundation for to be built on forever. And so we spent a lot of time talking about, amongst our staff, the specific principles that we wanted involved in our program, the cornerstone, so to speak, of the future. And so love was one of the first things we talked about, love of Christ, and then showing that love to others. We want young people to come and be able to exhibit that quality and show them to others. And then we talked about, there's really five. We talked about love, we talked about balance, humility, integrity, and commitment. And those five things we feel have great application in our lives spiritually, and then in an athletic sense they have great application as well. But then we can learn life lessons and use the world of sport and basketball to carry those lessons beyond the game of sport and in an applicable way to our lives, even after our life here at Bob Jones University. For most of us, we're going to eventually take off that uniform for the last time and then go on into the world, and so be able to use those lessons you know, to further our mission overall.
You talked about the Christian atmosphere and putting Christ first, that kind of thing, as kind of a philosophy of who you are as a program. And a lot of Christian schools are going to say that, you know, particularly to a student athlete or a recruit, of saying, you know, this is who we are as a program. But how do you ensure that and kind of instill in your players that this isn't just something that we put on paper or put on a mission statement, but this is who we are as a program and this is how we live it out?
Well, it is something that's said a lot. You know, Christianity in a way is in its concept a popular thing, and it's easy to say and harder to do. Probably what makes us unique is that it's 100% from top to bottom. The president is going to be involved in that mission, and every single person on down the line, and we carry that through to our team. There's no one person that's more important than someone else, and we talk about that all the time, that it's very, very evident, we hope, that every single person is important in our team, that the role they play, just being a team member, is important. And whether we're the leading scorer or we're the manager or maybe we're the person on the bench, that person is just as important as anybody else. And the uniqueness of our philosophy being lived out every day, not just by myself maybe, but by our student athletes and every person involved in our team. And so that's probably what makes us unique, is that true living out of the gospel message within every aspect of life. And that's part of life here at Bob Jones. They're going to hear from every professor, every staff member, the same message built into the lessons.
When you are looking at recruits and you're looking at that student athlete, that young lady that's coming from high school or maybe a transfer player, What are those one or two things that really jump out, or the things that you kind of look at as this is where I start with a recruit in terms of the kind of players that I want to have on my team?
Yeah, we honestly start looking at their attitude and their actions. Do they, when they come to us, they're going to say the things we want to hear. But when we see them on the floor, if somebody on their team misses a pass or misses a shot, are they going to go up and pat them on the back and say good job, or do they shake their head in disgust and kind of are they irritated with that? And so those are the little cues we're going to pay attention to, and that way try to bring in that right fit young person that's going to match who we are and what we want to do. And obviously we're not perfect. We're not going to claim that we are, and we're not saying that, but we are trying to be excellent and pursuing perfection for God's glory. And that's what sets us apart, and in a little bit in who we're looking for. We want that talented young athlete as well. I mean, we want when we talk about love, we want somebody who's going to love Christ, and then they're also going to have a love of basketball and be able to put a lot of hours in the gym. We're going to open that gym up and get them in there shooting and on the gun and all sorts of things. And they got to have the love of basketball to do that. But at the same time, we want first and foremost for them to be a good fit here spiritually and then academically.
When somebody comes in, a student athlete comes in, and they've met those kind of criteria of what you're really looking for, and you determine, okay, this is a good fit, or it should be a good fit. What are some of the selling points that you, not to give your secret formula away, but what are some of the selling points as a student athlete comes in that you try to use to sell your program?
Well, honestly, a big one is just being part of a team that wants to be self-sacrificial, full of members that are self-sacrificing and able to buy into that idea that a team of great players sometimes is going to get beat by a great team, and we want to be a great team. And we want great players, but we want them to buy into the idea that they're going to be part of a team, and that the team, the idea that they're part of something bigger than themselves. And again, that's a life lesson to take on and go further in applying, maybe in the workplace, maybe in the family life, maybe on the mission field, that they're part of something bigger than themselves, that they can be learning and instilling those really lifelong lessons while playing and enjoying the game of basketball here at Bob Jones. We want somebody obviously who's again got that love of the game and talent for the game, but then can apply those lessons that are going to make them fit into an awesome team here and just have a great experience. And that's the thing. There are I don't know how many hundreds of teams, college teams in the United States, but being part of something really special here in terms of a team that is unique, and just buying into that ideal of when everybody's sacrificing for others, then it's a really fun place to be.
Well, it's certainly been an exciting time thus far since 2012, and I'm sure women's basketball has a very bright future, especially with Coach LeViere at the helm. Thanks so much for joining us, Coach.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.